Hey Connor, how's it going?
Hey, Katie, not too bad about yourself.
It's going. Had a nice long weekend.
Yeah, same here. It was nice to get some time off.
Good. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the work you did. Share my screen. Right. So thank you for doing this work. This is probably one of the harder homeworks that we have with all these like different parts and stuff in it. But it looks like you did a great job. How'd you feel as you were looking at your resume and, thinking about it as your accomplishments?
It was honestly kind of challenging to think about it in that way. But once I did it, it was kind of cool to see what I accomplished in my different jobs and how far I've come.
Yeah, awesome. I feel like the part that's challenging is because it's hard to reframe it in that way. Like people aren't used to saying, this is what I've done that I'm proud of. But it really does help when you look at it that way because then it sets you up for that next part of the homework where you think, okay, how was I able to accomplish that? Like what skills, aptitudes, mindsets, and expertise did it take for me to be able to accomplish those goals and achieve those things? So do you feel like you learned something about your strengths and weaknesses by doing this assignment?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I really think I did. I had a lot more than I thought I would, but I definitely saw some areas where I think I might be able to improve.
Awesome. All right, so let's take a look at the things that you listed in your resume.
Hmm.
Okay, this is great. All right, so I'll just have you kind of summarize like what you've done in your previous roles and see if there's anything we need to add. This is already a pretty extensive list, but maybe, we've missed something and we can keep adding to this list. So if you'll just give me like a brief overview of like what you've done in previous roles.
Yeah. Really, in like my two most like fundamental roles that I've been in, I was always really motivated by goals, whether it was hitting my sales quota or hitting my recruiting metric. Those goals always just motivated me to blow them out of the water and try to be, the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, so we can definitely add that in there. I mean, I know you have driven, but goal oriented is a little bit different as well if that's something that motivated you.
Okay,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, what else?
Um, Definitely both my roles are very like forward facing. So, I mean, I do a lot of communicating with people. Is communication one?
Yeah, yeah, let's definitely add that in here. So you did a lot of communication?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean,
Okay.
you're constantly talking to customers, clients, applicants, new
And do you feel
leads,
like that's a
etc.
pretty strong skill that you have?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that towards the top then up here.
Okay.
All right, awesome. And then let's see. Self-motivated, I feel like is maybe we'll move that. I think that's more of an aptitude because I think you're either self-motivated or you're not, and that's something that just like kind of comes naturally to you or doesn't.
No, absolutely.
All right, anything else you feel like is important to add in here?
Yeah, I would probably honestly, now that I'm looking at it, say problem solving.
Okay.
Um, a lot of my jobs they're like a quick decision is required,
Hmm.
and you don't really have that ability to just step away for a sec. So you have to be able
Like
to
think
think
on your feet.
critically. Yeah, think
Yeah,
critically
no,
immediately.
problem solving is like a really, really great skill to have. So that's awesome. And then I see that you put coaching in there. I feel like coaching honestly takes a lot of different skills and aptitudes and mindsets and expertise. So maybe we should move this to the integrative capabilities. I know we don't talk much about it, but it is one that's kind of a mixture of a bunch of different skills and aptitudes and mindsets, I think.
Gotcha. I wasn't too sure what that was.
Yeah, I think coaching skills are definitely different things, but overall, I think it's a mix.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. I think this is a really awesome list. It's really extensive. I think these are some awesome skills that you have, so you should definitely be, proud of all the stuff you've gained in the role you have now and in your previous roles. And it's something that we can think about when we're trying to set our goals. Do we want growth in your current role? Or do we maybe want to keep developing some things? Or do we want to go ahead and feel like we're ready to set plans for like future jobs? So we can kind of look at this list to figure that out. So it's really helpful. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Okay, awesome. So eventually this will be like an actual app. So we'll be able to have the next role that you want to get in here, and then you'll be able to like click on it and see a list of all the trainings available for that pathway, and you'll be able to take them, at your leisure. And then once you've got them completed, you'll qualify for that position. So when that role opens up at the company, you'll be able to apply for it. So the next thing we'll look at is your homework for next time. So it's going to be these questions. There is a question in here that says, where do you want to be 5 years from now? And with the app not being creative yet, like not everything is super automated. So to build a plan out so far would take a lot of time and a lot of work to do that. And we're just not there yet. So we'll go ahead and set smaller incremental goals with that end goal in mind. Does that make sense? So
No,
we
yeah,
definitely,
totally.
yeah, so we'll definitely want to brainstorm on where you want to be that far out, but let's think more like, 6 months, like what's something we can achieve short term and set those incremental goals to, have that end goal in mind. So let's look at where you want to be in like 6 months, and we'll work on that. And then the homework is just going to be answering these other questions, and you'll want to pull up the career ladder. So I'll make sure it's linked in here. It's not right now, but here it is. All right. So, if you're a talent scout, and you want to remain a talent scout, so these are the future positions, available if you want to stick um, in that role. But, if you want to do something else, you can always pop over and see the different pathways for that. If you're curious about them, feel free to like, look in this, peek around. But if what you want as your next role, that's a good way to look at some of the skills and things needed. And then we can compare and see if you have everything now or if there's some things that we need to gain. So this is just giving you an idea of like what the options are. Obviously, these are only ones available at the company, and there could be a position at some point that's not available at the company and may never be an option to have at the company. So that's fine. Don't be afraid to like tell me that. I mean, hopefully we want to, keep you at the company, but if you grow out of that, we'll still build the plans around that. Does that sound good?
Hmm.
All right, cool. So like I said, just the notes in here, answer these questions, and that's all you have to do between now and next time. Do you have any questions about that? I know we kind of covered a lot again.
No, I think it all sounds good to me.
Okay. All right, awesome. Well, I will see you in 2 weeks, but let me know if you need anything in the meantime.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.